Welcome to the Flights of the Round Table podcast, broadcasting from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. And now, here are your hosts, Dan, Drew, Daniel, and Florian.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is episode 58 of the Flights of the Round Table podcast. And let me just say, we are finally back out at a brewery. We are at Armored Cow Brewery over in the University area, the greater Charlotte area. The atmosphere is phenomenal. The beers are great. And, we're just very, very excited for a good show. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Phenomenal.
Dan, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we heard it.
I didn't think you guys would hear that.
It's like, take.
No, but it's good that you just played it off like it didn't happen. I mean, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, he gave me the little wink, like, don't call me out on this.
Yep.
But definitely excited to be here. We are the Flights of the Round Table because we drink flights of beer while we sit at a table. We talk about beer, sports, anything in social media. You know where to find us at FOTRT Podcast, anywhere you get your podcasts.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure being out here. I think it's draft time. You guys ready for some drafting?
Oh, Drafted is my middle name.
Well, you're getting drafted into the war, so...
Drafted is no longer my name.
I will just say, if we ever all get drafted into a war, I hope we're all in the same platoon because I don't want to die in a foxhole without you boys, you know?
Can you just, I'm making
I
up
do
some
too.
excuse.
But how sad would that be? I don't even want to get into it.
I'd be like, I'm epileptic. I can't help you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just going to be like, I'm a bitch. So definitely.
Okay.
So the draft we're doing is we kind of foreshadowed it last week. We're doing ways to get arrested.
Yes, and we're looking for the crazy, funny
Yeah.
ways to get arrested.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you by all means, if you guys want to highlight yourselves as like sadistic killers, you go ahead. But mine's are going to be funny.
Okay, that's good. Since yours are so funny, and we're in a brewery, and there's so many options, as place doesn't probably matter. Florian, why don't you start us off, and we'll work our way around the table.
Okay, so I'm going to start a little light. You know, a nice little soft crime. I don't think I'm doing any particular harm, but under the law, it's probably frowned upon. When I get pulled over by a policeman and he asks me, "Sir, have you been drinking and driving?" I will be like, "No, actually, I'm." Instead of drinking and driving, I'm swigging booze and at stop signs. So, like you're drinking and driving, you would assume, oh, I'm just chugging beers going 60 on the highway. No, I just have a little sip at every stop sign, I just go for a little cruise. I personally don't think I'm doing too much harm, but under the law, yeah, probably.
So you're like answering the question truthfully. I haven't drove once.
I haven't been drinking and driving at all. I've
all.
just been swigging a few sips from this Jack Daniels here at every stop sign.
Okay, not a bad one. Not a bad first round pick. For me, I'm going to go, like, you're so drunk, right? You hop in a taxi, you hop in an Uber, and they recognize you're so drunk, they just drive you straight to the jailhouse.
That's funny.
That would be, like, bad, worst case
That'd be
scenario.
really depressing.
I like that. It's a funny one.
Would you tip the Uber driver?
No, my guess
if I was
is
fucked up, I probably couldn't do that.
They'd probably take your stuff from you.
Yeah.
Probably take your wallet. Like if you were passed out in the back seat, that guy's probably going, "Oh, what does this guy have in his wallet?"
Yeah, he's not gonna remember shit. He probably lost that shit.
If I, getting arrested, I like to order food a lot. But if the delivery driver were to forget something, I'd punch him in the face.
Wow.
For assault and get arrested.
Wow, you're just going to absolutely deck the delivery driver. It's not his fault he forgot it. The restaurant probably fucked up.
Yeah.
No, you got to always check it before you leave.
Fair enough.
100%.
Would you
Hey,
be more
you-
mad if they forgot a sauce or a topping?
Or a side.
A side. I saw something. I might get to it. I'm going to wait. But I saw a funny one in regards to sauce. Daniel, go ahead.
All right, I feel like everyone in their lifetime has gone through a situation where this happens. And it's probably not you. It's just someone. And this is doing some type of drug and then calling the police on yourself or that person.
Yes.
That's a classic one. It's happened to me.
You've called the cops on yourself?
No, it happened to me where I was in a situation where someone smoked some weed. It was too much for them, and they freaked out, and they tried to call the cops. And
on themselves.
Yeah, on themselves.
Like I'm freaking out, man.
Like an idiot.
Yeah.
So
there's that classic video. I've seen it on YouTube where it's like, hey, man, I'm freaking out. Okay? Like, it's not okay.
You remember my hot sauce story that you supplied to me that one day?
Yes.
Yeah. That scenario right there.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
familiar with the story. Yeah. Okay, my second one. This one actually was performed by guys from our high school. I'm not going to name names, but if they're watching, you know who you are. They stole a llama from this farm and took it in a pickup truck. They stole it from the farm. They opened the gate to their pasture. They took the llama, put it in the back of their pickup, drove it to some kid's neighborhood. Like, it was a kid from high school. They pranked him. They drove it to his house, and they had a leash, and they tied the leash to the front door. So in the morning, the parents opened the door, and they just and they got in trouble. Now, I'm not naming names because, I don't know who they are. But that shit was hilarious, dude. That's got to be one of the funniest things I've ever heard of in my life.
That's
the
good.
Fucking nuts on those guys.
Oh,
to do
man.
that. And I know exactly the farm. I
know the farm, too.
Yeah, you know the farm.
I do know
I know
the
the farm. We know the farm.
That is actually hilarious.
It's so funny.
How did they get caught? Like a Ring camera? Doorbell camera?
I don't know.
know.
This was back in high school. I don't know but they did get caught. So.
Damn, that is a good one.
That's a
I would
funny
have
one.
loved to have seen that.
Actually,
it's
I don't
funny.
know. So it was something to do. I don't think they got caught for a while too, and they did a lot of crazy, stupid things like that. And then it all came down to like they got busted, and then the police were like, okay, there's like 160 things, all very similar, like small trinkets in the area, and they're just like, yep, we're gonna place all those on you.
Is it really?
They gave them like 160 misdemeanors.
What?
Yeah, to try to get all the things on the books away, like just off book, to close the cases on them.
Damn. All right.
I only knew about the one. I didn't know it was that.
Yeah,
we got a lot.
A spree.
Yeah, it
Got a lot of picks to get to here. Moving on, I'm going to go with pushing over a porta potty while a cop is watching or in there.
Oh, in there, it would be amazing.
That's funny.
I would pay you to do it. Wouldn't you?
That's like kind of one of my worst nightmares. Can you imagine the amount of like disgusting things that would get on you if a porta potty got pushed over with you in it?
We used to push over porta potties.
We did.
With people in it?
No.
Nah, we would
Okay.
sneak out at night and find porta potties and push them over.
I don't know why we did that. I'm not gonna lie. It was a dumb idea.
Dude, and the weird thing was the next day, one of the guys we walked past was like, you guys pushed my porta potty over. I was like, no. What? Yeah, it was weird.
Okay, that is weird.
For me, I read a story today, and it made me laugh because I've told you guys, Waffle Houses come assembled. They have everything in there. All they have to do is hire the staff. Somebody took a van, hooked the Waffle House up to their van, and tried to drive away with it.
It's on wheels?
Yeah, like the back of it is on wheels, and they're trying to pull away with it, but it apparently the escape was so bad.
So are you telling me there's, like, at any point throughout the day, at any time, there is like an 18-wheeler lugging a Waffle House on the highway,
Yeah,
dropping it
like,
off at a lot?
probably.
Dude,
Yeah.
a guy I worked with said he watched it happen. They pull in the 18-wheeler, they like get it off of it, and then they leave it. And then they have people
That's it.
that'll come in and fill it with waffles and all the fixings.
Could you imagine? Me and Daniel not too long ago went to a Waffle House. What if we got kidnapped? We were in there. And someone just drives off with his Waffle House.
Let me out.
Well, that would be nuts.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be really crazy.
That's a good one. I'm loving these so far. Daniel?
Okay. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I had to think mine. I forgot it. Okay, Dan, that hurt. This happened in our school. Actually, it was a senior prank, and they got in trouble. They stole a cow, and they put it inside the school, and they
the third floor.
on the third floor. Funny thing about
No
cows.
way.
What?
Yeah, funny thing about cows. They can only go upstairs. They can't go downstairs. Yeah. So you cannot make a cow go downstairs. Only up.
Up.
So imagine how they got that thing out of
It
there.
makes sense.
I don't know.
Cows are like top heavy, I feel like. Like
I
if you're
don't know.
going downstairs, that's a cartwheel waiting to happen.
That's a breaking legs. Once a cow breaks the legs like a horse, you have to kill him.
Kill it. Beef.
Wow, so did
Sorry.
we get steak that week? That's cool.
No
That was the
wonder that
special.
was it was good. No,
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we got random steak burgers on the menu this week.
that's good.
Okay, my third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of funny. Stealing a car, realizing there's a baby in the back seat, going back to drop off the baby, and then driving off with the car again.
Damn.
Because you don't
That's
want the
a bad one.
Because you don't want the kidnapping charge.
Damn.
You already
man.
got it. I'm sorry.
No, but you dropped it off. You're like, no, hey, listen, it was never that personal. Here's your baby.
Just give
but
me
I
the
am
car.
taking the car.
So it's as simple as the charge being dropped as well, I guess.
Yeah, I would hope
Dude.
so, because you did the right thing.
There are more agreements going on there than like the
Yeah.
Treaty of Paris.
Yeah, you're
Just-
right. It's a lot of agreements, a
Declaration
lot
of
of like,
Independence.
a lot of like head nods, like, yeah, you got me. Oh, I got you. You know, it is. It's definitely. It's
Head
not
nod.
official. It's very unofficial. Like, I got your back. Don't fuck me on this. Okay.
Yeah,
I dropped your baby back off.
Yeah.
I did the right thing, but I need this car, and then you leave.
If someone did that to me, I would respect that so much that like he was just carrying out a job. My insurance is going to pay for the car.
That's true.
Yeah,
gave me my
absolutely.
baby back.
Yeah.
It's not even a guarantee I'd wreck
Yeah.
the car. It's
Yeah.
just I need it to get to where I need to go,
I
and
would
it's
let
away from the police.
I'd let him have it. Florian, excellent one. All
Yeah,
these have
I
been
know.
excellent so far.
I know.
For me, so playing loud music in public, you can get arrested for. But I was reading this thing, and this guy got arrested for playing loud music outside of a church. And like the pastor came out, called the cops, got arrested.
Wow. I
Wow.
guess you're too close to the church. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of music he was playing.
Probably gospel.
Screamo.
Scream.
Scream out. Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
one. I saw when a woman got arrested for playing "Highway to Hell" for 24 hours straight.
Oh, that would
What?
be crazy. I mean,
For me, dude, Florida is crazy. Everyone
Yeah.
knows here.
Yeah.
Florida
Florida
people are
is
crazy.
crazy.
So
man.
this
is crazy.
this woman was in a drive-through. She got her food and left. Realized that she didn't get the sauces that she had. So she threw an alligator through the drive-through window and drove off.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah,
That's a good one, Dan.
That is a good one.
It
That's a
is.
really good one.
Dude. The only place you wouldn't get arrested for that is
Is Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida, where the Gators are. Or
Yeah.
where are Florida Gators?
Gainesville.
Gainesville, yes.
Gainesville.
Yeah. So just took a gator and yeet.
Yeah. Mhm. Daniel?
Okay, I'm going to take it to the golf course. I think a great way to get arrested is getting in a golf fight. I'm sorry. I think that's a great way. It's a little funny because it could
A
happen.
golf fight?
Yep.
Like you're too loud or you're like taking too long?
So there's a couple things that could happen here, right? You could be a dick and be hiding in the woods and doing like an air horn,
Yep,
right?
classic.
Classic. Okay, I want to list off a few. You could just literally just be doing a streaker across the field, like a golf course. You're not even playing golf. You're just seeing like a streaker just run across the field, right? That's pretty funny, and then I feel like you can get arrested for that, right? And then just straight up being an asshole, just going out there and just yelling at someone for no reason and just trying to start a fight, right?
Yeah. Golf fights are always funny because it's like the most giant arena for such a small 1v1
Yes.
fight.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I remember in Jackass, like Jackass 1, where they had like
The air horns.
The air horns, right? And they're in the woods, and then every time the guys take a swing, and they would just throw golf clubs at him, That's exactly
He
what I
teed
think.
off
Yeah,
into him.
exactly.
Yeah, that
He
was
did.
funny.
And what's the guy's name? The main guy? Johnny Knoxville?
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, it was always Johnny Knoxville. Him
hilarious.
and Bam.
Good old
Yeah.
Johnny Knox.
Yeah.
Drew?
I think it's Florian's
Oh, it's actually
turn,
mine.
right?
My last one.
Last one
Mine would be breaking into jail to hang out with you boys if you were in jail. That's how I get arrested.
That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, imagine you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just going in there.
At that point, you're
Like
you're not even arrested. You're just in jail,
yeah,
right?
yeah, you're just at home now.
All these people in jail would be
You
like, "What
break
the
in.
fuck are you doing?"
I
in here?"
wonder what the sentence on that would be. Like, how many years would they give you breaking into that bitch? Because you didn't get anyone out, but you just put yourself in there.
I'm saying good lawyer, minimum a year. Good
Yeah,
lawyer,
wow.
minimum a
That's
year.
fair. That's a year well spent. Hang out with the boys, as long as you guys aren't getting the shit end of the stick.
My last one here is going to be, so when you get a fake ID, the number one reason, 99% of the time, is like you're trying to buy alcohol, right?
Facts.
Right.
Yeah.
So imagine getting arrested for using a fake ID to get a library card.
that would
That's sad.
And it's happened.
really.
It's happened.
That's
Yes.
depressing.
That's honestly crazy. If that's happened, you know
Yeah.
someone that happened to?
I do not know the person, but I would love to get him on the pod.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
funny.
That's absurd. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean,
why risk it?
is that even a crime?
Yeah, I don't know, some 12-year-old that wants to read.
How's that not a misdemeanor?
I don't know.
Wow.
Couldn't tell you.
Dude, librarians, they don't fuck around.
But you know what I can tell you? You know, we all like farts on this episode. You know, we think they're funny. Everyone loves it whenever that shit happens. Farting on a cop and getting charged with assault and going to jail for it.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
It's
that
happened.
happened?
It's happened.
Damn, that's crazy.
I wonder how that's considered
Whoa.
assault.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, that man, 100 PSI.
I think that's up to the discretion of the officer if they're having a bad day or not, you know.
Wow.
Fuck
Yeah.
it. Whatever.
I hate them.
I'm gonna say I honestly don't. My fourth one, I just didn't like it, so I'm gonna just do one off the top of my head. But
Not a great start, but
I know. I didn't really like it. I changed it last second, but I'm gonna say getting arrested for doing like a fake lottery ticket to people or something like that.
Oh,
Selling
that's
them or like like either fake selling them or like tickets and stuff like that.
Would you ever buy a lottery ticket for someone just selling them on the street, though?
But what about tickets
No.
though? What about tickets? Like
Like
to
a
the
scalper.
Yeah, like a scalper.
not worth it.
My dad used to tell me to go and get the tickets from those people because you get the best price. And
But do you think
Sure.
they're real most of the time?
Well, they worked every time, so they
Oh,
were.
okay. So you did do
But
that.
at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of them that are not. You see, you gotta kind of like you gotta judge by character, the type person. You know.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
More fair. More fair.
Well, I like that draft, and we might actually debut a new game next week.
What game might that be, Dan?
I don't know. The boys have been talking. We might do deserted NFL stadium or deserted island or
Sure.
something like that. You know, we're making sure we bring you the proper content.
The proper content.
The proper content. But guys, we have wild card, super duper wild card weekend this weekend. No, Daniel, that's mine. And what I want to go over is Super Bowl. You know, who is your sleeper? You know, and they gotta be less than a 4 seed. And who is your Super Bowl champion? Who's it gonna be?
I do want to preface this with, I think this is the most interesting bracket
Yes.
of all time. I think there are some very bad teams in the playoff. I think the AFC is top heavy.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Some interesting buys going on. So,
But why do you say the most interesting? In what way? Because if you said there's some really bad teams, how is it interesting? 'Cause
so
you're
I think
expecting
it's
the good
kind of
teams.
unexciting in terms of the potential with a lot of these
Yep.
teams, I think.
You thi-
Yeah, because you expect it to go one way. It's not like like realistically,
Even the wild card games?
Yeah.
San Francisco and the Seahawks.
Yeah. Well, that's one example.
I mean, I think it's going to go another way, but you could look at the Giants and the Vikings and say, well, the Vikings should roll over them. AFC, the Bills are going to smoke the Dolphins.
Florian already knows it. He's just like, yep.
I don't want to agree with it, but yeah, you're right. Okay, I see your point.
Yeah,
I see your
like
point.
there's not like you could go into like last season's players. I love what you said that you go in, you didn't know. You honestly didn't know based off the matchups.
There were so many good picks. So I think here, guys, let's go ahead and pick our sleeper first, right? A team, a 4-seed or lower that you could see winning the Super Bowl
Sure.
if you had to pick. And then we'll go with ultimately our picks, like who you were most confident in to get to that Super Bowl
Yeah.
and take home the trophy.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'll go first with my sleeper.
Of course.
I think of all the wild card teams, lower seeded teams, right? We're doing 4th seed or lower. Because now that I think about it, you're right. It is a fair point. It is top heavy. So the 4th seed and lower in both conferences, especially the NFC, you're thinking like this. I don't really see this panning out much, right? I think probably the clearest choice has got to be Tampa Bay and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean, it
good
really
one.
does. Just because it's Tom Brady, been there, done that 6 times.
Yep.
So
7 times.
Is it 7?
Wow.
Holy shit! I forget. Wow. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it has to be him.
Yeah.
I think that was one of my picks. So
That's
a
fair.
great. That's a
I
great
think we
pick.
all were kind of thinking that.
Yeah.
No.
Right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could see Tampa Bay getting around. So for me, a part of me wants to pick the Jaguars.
Oh, that's a good
But
one.
here is what I will say. I think Lamar Jackson is going to rise to the occasion. I think he's going to play this weekend, even with the PCL issue. And I think they knock off the Bengals. I think Ravens are a sleeper team, and deep sleeper.
They have a top 3 defense, and you need that
You
going
need that.
into the playoffs.
You
That was-
100%
You need
do.
that against the Bengals is really what it is. You don't even need. You need to beat the Bengals with a great defense.
It'll be a close game. If you want to give me Ravens +7, you give me a touchdown, I'm taking
Oh,
that
100%.
all day.
100%. Interesting. I was going to say the Ravens, but I also have for me, so this is kind of a toss-up.
Don't tell me you're gonna see what I think you're gonna say.
I think the Giants.
Okay.
The Giants, they have, their defensive coordinator is a very, very skilled defensive coordinator. He's been in these playoff games. Their defense is playing very, very well. Daniel Jones, they're figuring out how to maximize his talent. Saquon looks like the old Saquon. I get their offensive weapons are not great, and Daniel Jones is limited, but Brian Dable has been in these situations before and knows what it takes to win these games.
Sure.
Going against the Vikings this weekend, you have a rookie head coaching staff. You have a rookie head coaching staff, and you have Kirk Cousins, who we all know in big moments folds.
Like laundry.
I think the Giants they're playing well at the right time.
I can agree with that. I think they do. I think the Vikings do fold. I mean, Florian's been saying it all year. They're the
I've been
best.
saying it all year.
They're the best shitty
Worst
team,
team.
or
Yeah, the best.
the
worst
best
team.
shitty team in the NFL. And I agree with that. After the first time he said it, and I saw a game, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And I think I lost a bet to
Yeah,
it
you
too.
did. You
and-
bet
and
a huge bet on
It was
them.
a huge
Yeah,
bet,
you
and I
were
lost
loving
the
the
heart.
Vikings.
Yeah.
But other than the Bucks, the Ravens, and the Giants, who would you say belongs in that sleeper category?
Well, I was gonna say the Jags, but
Okay.
what are they ranked right now?
They're 4 seed.
Okay,
Yeah.
they are 4.
Perfect.
Okay. So perfect. Okay, just making sure.
Why?
Yeah, I think that why? Because you got one of the best coaches in the league. Sleeper coach. I feel like he's underappreciated. I really do. He's underappreciated.
He
People
is.
don't know how good. I mean, he won a Super Bowl already. He's taken one of the worst teams that's ever been in the NFL now to the playoffs.
Yeah.
If that doesn't prove something to you, I mean, nothing's gonna be proven.
Right, and I think the Jaguars are a good example of patience, right? Last year, Trevor Lawrence did not have a great year.
Terrible. Dude.
And we were like, one and done. He's out, and like we just had to give him that extra year. And now he's,
I don't think so. I
now
think he would have
he's
been the
there.
same thing as last year. The reason why he is good is
Doug
Doug Peterson.
Peterson.
He's the
Maybe.
quarterback coach
Maybe.
that he needed.
That's a
That's
theory.
what it was.
That's
That's
a
why he
theory.
was brought in, and that's why they are doing good.
I don't know what you said. We thought. No, I didn't think that. I thought he was going to be great all along. He's the chosen one. He's the one that was promised, is what people are calling him.
Neo.
I don't know. I think he was a great college quarterback. And the Jaguars are where they are with a combo of Peterson and him. Sure, he definitely needs a coach because he had a terrible coach. I mean, the worst NFL coach ever. That 1 year with Urban Meyer, that was an absolute
Disaster.
circus. But you knew the talent was there. I just don't see them as a sleeper pick to win the Super Bowl because of the conference they're in. If they were in the NFC, I would feel even more confident about them versus Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Sure.
It's because they have to go up against the Bengals, the Bills, and the Chiefs potentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
it is what
Sure.
it is. That's the only reason why.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned the Chargers.
Yeah, I think people just understand they're an average team.
I think so,
I
too.
think the worry is
That's a
coaching.
top-heavy team.
Coaching is my worry.
And the injury prone for all the wide receivers they have to have.
They're
all
like
of
the
it.
opposite of the Dolphins. They have the quarterback position figured out completely. It's every other position that they can't get healthy and figured out. Whereas the Dolphins seem to have every other piece except the one functional piece that drives the car.
Exactly. So in the playoffs, like especially in their situation, you got to win 4 games. The Chargers have only won 2 straight games in a row all year. Why are they going to win more than 2 straight games in the
Yes.
playoffs? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And-
They've literally been like a
And I'm surprised. Well, I'm not really surprised no one picked the Cowboys, but at the same time, like you think, the team overall is a pretty good team. It is just a quarterback decision. But Dak Prescott, I would say he's a C+, B- quarterback, right? But with a team like that, maybe they can get on a run. Hell, they even were competing until week 17 or 18, whatever it is, for the for the division. You guys are lucky you won, because they could have won the division if they didn't lay a stinker.
Do we want to talk about Dak's
No,
performance
I
against the third-string Washington
I understand,
Commanders?
but it seems like every time he has a stinker, he pulls off like 2 or 3 games where he plays really good. So
that is true. Inconsistency, and A lot of those teams are interesting. I think that we could potentially be seeing I just want to be the first one to say it, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we're going to be the first one on record to say it. Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson could be the next Brady Belichick.
No.
I'm saying it.
Wow,
I'm saying it.
I think that's a
hard.
lot, but
Alright,
I
so
would love that. I would love that.
It'd be cool, wouldn't it? So let's stop focusing on the bottom four. A lot of thought needs to go to the top three as well. Who, out of all the favorites, who do you see most likely winning the Super Bowl?
The Bills.
Bengals.
Chiefs.
I'm not saying it.
I got the Bills. I don't know why.
I don't
think-
have to say it.
So we're all different.
I
I
have to
love
say-
that.
I think it's in correspondence with Dan's jersey that he's got wearing today.
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah,
So-
well, I'll say it for you. Look
Guys,
at his
The
jersey.
Eagles.
Let's make this fun. Since we're all different, whoever's pick right here wins it, everybody gives $10 to. Give them
Okay.
$30.
Okay.
I don't like my pick then if I'm betting on it. But I just wanted to throw
Well,
it
that's
out there.
ridiculous.
But,
Why would you
okay.
not do that?
Well, if I really
It's
had
$10. So what you said Bills,
Bengals.
Bengals. I got
I'll do
Chiefs, Eagles, Bills.
Bills.
All right. That will be fun.
It would be fun.
Ruben. All right, so before we get to Daniel's a doofus, as always, we got to talk about the biggest thing going on right now.
Yes.
If it's not going on, then we want to talk about something that should be going on. And Daniel, I think you got something going on in your head right now.
There's always something going on in this United States of America, and that's why we like the United States of America. Now,
Okay.
for the United States of America citizens, they do some stupid shit, okay?
Okay.
And one of those stupid
We're
shits,
not off to a great
right,
start here.
is this woman tried to bring an emotional support animal, okay, onto her plane in Tampa.
Okay.
This emotional support animal just happens to be a boa constrictor, okay? A boa constrictor as an emotion. She put it in her luggage. She straight up zipped it up, everything, and tried to take it on the plane.
So tell us what a little bit about what a boa constrictor could possibly do.
I
to
mean, it could
somebody.
constrict you. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's in the name.
It could bite you. Just have its way with you. You don't want that, okay?
Have its way with you.
I mean, once it's constricted, you can't move. I
You're
mean,
right.
You can
It
do
is
the
having its way with you.
Yeah.
It usually only is one way, though. I mean, you know how it's going to end, but fair enough.
Yeah.
It is its way.
and that's how it is. And that's how it ended. And I can't believe it.
Did you get arrested?
Should
Should have included that.
I don't know if she got arrested, but I'm assuming she did.
Okay, and where was she flying to, and where's she flying from?
She
Because
was
I tell you what, either to or from is Florida.
onto the plane from Florida.
Yeah.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the easiest call. I should have put money on that.
And
I
they
mean,
only-
oh my God, I should have put money on
They
that.
only found it because of the X-ray machine, though.
Are you guys more afraid of like big snakes or like crocodiles or spiders?
Oh, snakes on a
Yes.
plane for sure.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to.
Well,
crocodiles
okay,
on a plane is fine.
If the scenario is plain, then snakes for sure,
Yeah.
because they can slither around. A crocodile, I mean,
You can
it's
hold
not-
that
It's
thing
probably
down,
much,
probably.
pretty much going to sit there the whole time.
yeah,
Not too
It's
aggressive.
not. You don't think it's
25
gonna
people
move?
on top of that.
No,
is
I
fine.
don't think so. I think that thing is going to be so fucked up and disoriented. I don't think so. The snake is going to slither around.
Slither around and just bite you. Honestly, I mean, to the point where like you can hold it down. Yeah, no, you don't want.
Yeah,
that.
you're going to go take a leak. You're going to get your shit bit. So.
Ruben.
Yeah, I don't think so. Snakes, definitely.
So, the moral of the story: don't bring emotional support animals that are boa
I wonder what
constrictors
she
on
was
a
going to
plane.
do. Was
Dogs
she gonna,
only.
Was she going to like pet it like in the suitcase, just like shh?
Maybe she's the
Yeah.
second coming of Voldemort.
Wow.
That's Ningini.
I do see a lot of emotional support animals on the
Maybe.
planes, but they are usually dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe a cat or two.
I've seen I saw a video of a woman who brought like a stuffed cat and was treating it like a real person. They kicked her off the plane.
Golly. I mean, there's a fine line. You either need it or you don't, you know?
Yeah, those are some of the best World Star videos, the ones of people getting kicked off of planes. It's usually something crazy.
Yeah.
They do go crazy. They're like always screaming.
You remember
and-
that one guy that was approaching this man and his wife and was like, "Let me shake your hand." You know that guy? And he would look them right in the eyes. He was like, "I'm gonna shake your hand," and the guy was like, "No, fuck that."
Dude, that was
He
way
backed
too
up.
aggressive.
Yeah, he was coming at him hot. It was crazy.
Shake your hand.
Like, look.
I
him
do
right
not,
in
but
the
I
soul.
gotta look this up.
You should
Shake
look
your
at it.
hand.
It's
guy.
hilarious. He was waiting for that.
Before I shake your
nuts.
guys' hands goodbye today, we got one last segment. You guys know what it is. It's the time to make money. And if you've been following us, you have not made money.
In a
But if you're
while.
following a different person on the podcast, you might have been able to make some money. He goes by Dan. So this is Daniel's Doofus
Dan edition.
Dan edition. So Dan, what do we got on the docket?
So there's two
tonight?
games that I'm looking at. I got the Giants +3 against the Vikings. Obviously, the Vikings are home. I also have the Buccaneers plus 1.5 at home. I'm leaning more towards the Buccaneers.
Bucks
for
are
the
playing who? Sorry?
Dallas.
Oh, Dallas, you're right.
So didn't they play at the beginning of the year?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
Tom
they
Brady
did.
is undefeated against Dallas.
Yeah, 2 years in a row also, by the way.
You've already sold me.
Yeah, I'm
Tampa
taking
Bay
Tampa
plus
Bay
1.5.
100%. I don't.
There
I
you
don't
go.
thi-
It's
I
pretty
don't-
easy, straightforward decision.
Yeah, I
Okay.
put all my money on that.
You guys heard Tampa Bay plus 1.5.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
when's the
that's-
last time you're putting money on? Like, I think Tom Brady knows that he doesn't really even give a fuck about the regular season as long as he knows he's gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And once the playoffs come around, Tom Brady he puts on a new face.
I
He
mean-
puts on he changed his diaper. Okay,
Call him
he is ready to go. He is clean. He is baby powdered up. He is so ready to go. Couldn't be better.
Yeah, he still has Mike Evans. He still has Chris Godwin. He has playoff Lenny. Lenny has been
Playoff
looking shaky
Lenny.
this whole season.
wait-
but again,
just wait till playoff
there's a reason why he's called playoff Lenny. So
He
yeah,
knows it.
I
Everyone
agree.
knows it.
I
yeah,
agree.
Yeah. No. That's a
Wow.
great pick. I love
think that was the fastest Daniel Zadufas we've ever
Good
picked.
job, Dan.
Ever.
Good job, Dan.
Ever. That was a good pick.
Sadly, little boys, we got to get out of here.
We do.
We do.
You know, it's been a pleasure, getting back to the breweries with you guys. Once again, folks, we are at Armored Cow Brewing over in the University area. Want to give a shout out to Andy, the owner and head brewer. Definitely be on the lookout for next week. We will be at another brewery.
Yeah, we'll be at Replay Brewing, and guys, definitely pay attention to us on our social media. We'll have extremely different content going here forward. We do have a new video person with us today, Candace, and we're excited to get her on the team and see what we can do here. So,
Yeah.
as always, follow us at FOTRT Podcast, anywhere you get your podcast. And we'll talk to you next week at Replay Brewing.
Replay
Brewing.
Ladies and
very
gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been episode 58 of the Flights of the Round Table podcast. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.
Prost.